Hi everyone, good evening, good night, good morning, whatever time it is that you're watching this. Hope you're all good. Yeah, just a quick video really ahead of tomorrow's derby. Such a strange feeling knowing that it's derby day tomorrow, and we're usually so full of anticipation, nerves, excitement. Mainly nerves, to be honest. A little bit of dread. No, in all seriousness, it's just so strange. There is still some of that, of course, but nothing like what it should be. Um, and that is, of course, mainly down to the fact that it's going to be behind closed doors. We're not going to be able to be there. And the atmosphere at Goodison on Derby Day is just breathtaking. And it's going to be really rubbish that we're not going to get to experience that. That said, I would still just love to win, as would we all. Of course, they can't win the league at Goodison now, which so many people were talking about for so long. Very glad that City did the job as I expected them to do the other day. Um, you know, and that's not to say that they would come here and definitely get the win anyway, but I just think for our players, it takes that off their minds anyway, and hopefully can focus a bit more on the match. The incentive is definitely going to be there. It's been 10 years, as I said, since we've beat them, and it would be typical for us to do it when it's behind closed doors and we can't be there to watch it. But I would take that just to end that awful record and, give us something to be excited about. It's just going to feel very, very strange for us all. We know that it's not going to be the same, but hopefully our lads can just get their heads down, focus on what's to be done, and get it done. Ancelotti has beaten Jurgen Klopp on that Liverpool side before. How he would love to do it for Everton. This is a man who knows very much what Everton Football Club is all about. He's really embraced the club and embraced its culture, and he would love to get us the derby win, no doubt. I don't know. I feel like we're gonna do it, but I always say that. But I don't know. I just feel like something in my waters is saying that I could be very wrong this time tomorrow, be feeling very different, but you've got to have hope, haven't you? And Calvert-Lewin has been speaking a lot, saying he's very full of confidence, focused, and looking to kick on where he left off. He's of course scored 15 goals in the season so far for Everton, so definitely one to watch out for in the derby, as we all know, as well as Richarlison. It'll be interesting to see what side Ancelotti goes with tomorrow. I know that Delph and Mina won't be taking part, or Walcott, so we'll be expected to see the back four of probably Luca Dean, although Bainesy could come in, Michael Keane, Mason Holgate, and I'd expect Seamus Coleman, to be honest, on the right, although Sidibe could be as well. He just looks quite frail at times at the back, as we've seen, so maybe Coleman's experience in a derby would be more suited. I'd expect Gomez and Tom Davis probably to be in midfield, or Gylfi Sigurdsson, Bernard, and maybe Iwobi, and DCL, Richarlison. But yeah, Anthony Gordon's been in and around the team. Ellis Sims even, although I'm not sure if he's going to be involved in the squad. But yeah, there's been a few of our young lads involved in training. There was, of course, the game at Goodison behind closed doors last weekend as well. I think Anthony Gordon impressed in that match as well, and that's someone I certainly wouldn't mind seeing play tomorrow, certainly in part, and I wouldn't be surprised if we did. In terms of them, don't know what their team's going to be, not focused on that, just want to see our boys go out there, play with pride, play with fight, get really stuck in. I know, given the pandemic and everything, they're saying about social distancing and but it's a contact sport and it's a derby, so I'm fully expecting there to be still people going all out, and that's how it needs to be in a derby. There's been so much drama in the Premier League since it's come back, and yes, the fans not being there is enormous and makes all the difference, but the controversy and the drama is still there. The goal yesterday that never was for Sheffield United against Villa, mad dramas in the game today between Brighton and Arsenal as well, so that's all the same, but very different as well. And I know that there's a lot of people who are so against it because they say it's soulless, and yes, although that is correct, it is lacking the sort of fans are football, aren't they? But if anything, I think maybe teams and clubs will appreciate the fans more when we can finally come back, because it just isn't the same. And I am glad that I had mixed feelings about the restart, but what I'll say is I have enjoyed watching football over recent days. I've even been watching the Bundesliga for the past month. Like, football is just such a big part of our lives and such a nice distraction as well, with so much going on in the world. Like, it's really nice to have something else to focus on. Of course, there's a lot of key issues going on at the moment, but you know, football is just something that is so big and so important in our lives that, yeah, I'm glad to see it back, to be honest with you, even if I was a bit unsure. And yeah, how good it would be to get a win tomorrow. I'm going to do more content in the coming days. Hopefully we'll be buzzing tomorrow night at this time. Who knows? But yeah, the main things I just wanted to say was thank you for everyone's messages, and for the votes, of course, in the FCAs. Hope you're all doing good. Hope you're all feeling well, and let's hope we're all really, really happy tomorrow. Just quickly as well on Everton women, I'll be doing more updates on what's been going on there in coming days, because there's been a lot going on, but the season was ended unfortunately early due to the pandemic, and Everton had finished 6th in the WSL, based on points per game, expected points per game. So decent finish for Everton. I actually think we'd have probably finished higher than that if we were able to play the rest of the games, but it wasn't to be. But there have been outgoings at the club. Nessa Cagman, Hannah Kane, Taylor Hines, Kirsty Lavelle, who's been at the club for a decade, or over a decade, and the latest, of course, Chloe Kelly, who was a real star for us last season, our top scorer. So that's a big blow. Gutted to see all of them leave, to be honest. They're all great players and all great girls, but no doubt we'll be looking to push on next season. I think it's going to be a busy summer for Everton women, but all the best to those girls. Love them all to bits, and they'll be greatly missed. But yeah, more to come in the next few days. But for now, look after yourselves. Say your prayers. No, in all seriousness, take care, guys, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. Up the toffees.